He always keep on doing great things for me. As long as we got some bread and some water. That's all we were really promised. But some of us have more than that, and I thank God for what He's doing for us. Amen. All today gives me a great pleasure today. So we're going to hear the Word. You're going to hear the Word of God. We need that food for we may be able to go forward in Him. Hallelujah. You know, sometimes it just takes a little bit of food. A little bit. In the beginning was the Word. Yes, it was. The Word was with God. And the Word was God. Hallelujah. Get ready to see us, Shirley Johnson. Get ready to see us say amen? Amen. Praise the Lord, thank you. Every heart is saying, every heart is saying. I like that theme, thank Lady Anika gave. Joyful, joyful. Lord, we adore you. Joyful, Lord, we adore you. I just thank God today. I just want to take a minute and give thanks to the Lord for bringing me back down to the highway. I thank the Lord because I left here Sunday after Atonement. And I left 5:30 in the morning, and as I got halfway home, it was a station on 90.7, and they were playing old school church music, and it just made me glance back over my life, and I started shedding tears and rejoicing on my way home in the car. And I was looking back over my life, just how good God has been to me. And when I got to Beaumont, that's right before you get to Banning. I still got an hour and 45 minutes to go. So it was just a big old fog. It's just like a cloud just sat in the middle of the road. And I said, Lord, well, what is this? Because it interrupted my praise. So when I looked, I said these cars were going around me because I was in the middle lane. I said, now I can't go to the right or the left. I'm just going to stay right here. And I was doing like 65, 70. Sometime I travel more, but I slowed down to like 45, Pastor Kim. And I was looking down at the lines, and I'm just looking, you know, because I wear these glasses, and I have this thing that comes on me called vertigo. I don't know if y'all know what it is. And I get started, you know, the thing started spinning, and it's like I just have to just be still. But I thank God, you know, for bringing me home safely, taking me home and coming back. I thank the Lord because I was doing 90 today. I got in town 30 minutes before I should. And I didn't know I was going there fast, but I had the food in the car, you know. But I was just anxious to get here. And I thank God because I bought one clothing, pair of clothing down for Atonement. So when I went home, I ain't going back home. I bought me 8 more clothing. I got clothing for each day. I got clothing for each day. I want to praise God and I don't want to miss no day. Now, I missed last night, but I don't plan on missing no more days. I thank God for Deacon Charles. He's out the nursing home. And I'm actually saying to pray that his dialysis be changed off of the Sabbath because they have it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I asked Danielle if she would call the worker and have them do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Because I wanted to bring him in. I actually was planning on bringing him in for the next 2 Sabbaths while I'm down. But the Lord will, like I told Pastor Kim, I'm going to bring him through the night service. I'm going to bring him through the night service because the devil ain't block no sin with God. He's not going to block your miracles and your healing services. That ain't going on. We looking for more healing. And this is the harvest. We looking for those things. And I just thank God. I thank God for standing here. Amen. And I was just thinking, the last time I stood behind the pulpit, it was during Passover, during a feast day. And I stood, matter of fact, it was my trial sermon. So Deacon Tyler, I hope you don't starve before I get through. I just thank God, and I'm going to use for a subject tonight, laborers for Christ. Laborers for Christ. Yes. I forgot my Bible. Deacon. about the Bible unless I know about ours. Just a red one. Thank you, First Lady. Let's take a minute to define what a laborer is. My definition, what I looked up, a laborer is a workman.
Yeah.
Then you have to labor is to work. And also, working is laboring. Okay, I want to go to, if you will go with me, to Matthew, the 9th chapter, verse 37. Then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. I asked the Lord to give me something, and this is what he put on my mind about how he's looking for laborers, and also the parable of the workers in Matthew. I'm not going to read all those verses. Matthew 20 and 116. Okay, I'm going to read the first verse. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers in his vineyard. Now in the vineyard, there was workers out in the vineyard, and this certain man came and I would just call him the taskmaster or the one in charge. He was looking for laborers, and when this certain man came, the workers that were already there, that was working for a penny, which is 44 cents. This one worker, they were complaining about, because they were already there, how this one worker wasn't supposed to get paid the amount that they were getting. You know, and that's not being a laborer for Christ. You know, it doesn't matter how long some of us have been here. If there's one that comes, you know, into the house of God, we're to welcome them in and not treat them as different than what we've been treated by the Lord. You know, we're to treat them with kindness. That's being a laborer for Christ, for righteousness' sake. And we're to keep them, you know, keep them coming back if they would, but it all depends on how we're treating them. That's what a laborer for Christ is.
That's it.
Okay. And also in Exodus, the 20th chapter, which is one of the commandments, it says, 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. Now that doesn't mean that the house of God men, if you got a pimped out ride, you pimping your ride out, you creasing your jeans, you getting ready, you putting all that labor into that. You know, but you come to church on the weekend, Sabbath, and acting like you ain't did nothing through the week. And going, but creasing your pants, look, after all that work, the rims you done put on the low rider and this and whatever, then you're going over on Crenshaw to the car wash, hanging out with your homies and stuff, you know. And that's not being a laborer for Christ. And also for the women. And that doesn't mean putting on a mini dress, you know, and you're all getting all beautified, putting your work into getting beautified. Then you're going out on the town, you know, thinking that's going to get you a man. You know, that takes a lot of work to put into that, getting beautified or pimping out your ride. But that's not what Christ wants.
Amen.
Okay, I want to read Proverbs 16. But he was talking about the labors of the righteous tended to life. That's Proverbs. Sometimes when I write, over. I forget to write a number down. I need some help. What verse is 26? No, it's a verse that says, the labor of the righteous tendeth to life. And then it's something else about something of sin. Sorry, I had it all written down, but I copied it over.
Proverbs 10, verse 16.
10, 16? Why did I put that? I think you're right. Thank you. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life. The fruit of the wicked to sin. My Lord. You can't be a laborer without instructions. The Lord is looking for righteous laborers who he can send out on missions as a lamb among the wolves. Like with the 70. I was reading that, and it's amazing how that was one of my scriptures, but then when they were talking about it in Sabbath school, how he sent them out 2 by 2 as lambs among the wolves. Yeah. You know, and these people, these 70, it's not that they were scared or whatever, but going among wolves, you know, I'm pretty sure they had a little fear, but God equipped them with what they needed. Yeah. He equipped them with the strength and the power. And then when they came back, I believe that was in the 17th verse as it was reading, how the Lord, after they came back, how he rejoiced. Yeah. He rejoiced, you know, because they were as little babes. But the Lord rejoiced because, you know, they obeyed him and they got through with what they needed to do, what the Lord told them to do. Amen. He's looking for someone to obey him when he tells you to do something, whether you think you can do it or not. Right. Just obey him. He'll equip you with what you need. Amen. Now, I want to share something with you. It won't take long, Tyler. Tyler, he got me on the tone talking about that word star. That's why I'm messing with him. God bless you. Okay, I want to tell about my mother passed away in April 2000. Lady Nobles was at the funeral, and Bishop, Pastor Kim's wife, the dad. But anyway, everybody was there. When Lady Nobles got up to the podium, she said, Sister Shirley, get your family in church. Just out of the blue. Because all my family, if they were to come, the whole church would be filled up. Amen. That's how many was raised up in church. Amen. So, but for her to single me out of the crowd, I kind of slumped down in the chair, right? I said, family ain't gonna listen to me. I said, with my past, they ain't gonna listen to me. So, anyway, 7 years had went by. I was a Jonah. Later on, I found out that the Lord reveals things to her, and was only her telling me that, but it was the Lord, you know, trying to use me as a laborer, a workman, to go on their mission, to talk to my family. But I didn't want to do it. So after 7 years, I just decided, I decided. Because they kept bringing it up, Bishop and Lady Nobles. I said, I'm tired of them asking me, telling me this and that or whatever. So I said, I tell you what, they don't know. After church, I ain't coming back. Seriously, this is what was going through my mind. But the Lord revealed it to her. So she got up. She said, Sister Shirley, don't you quit. She said, come over here and give me a hug. So I went to the altar and I gave her a hug. So she pulled out the anointing oil. And I raised my hand and she anointed me. But in my mind, I'm like, she don't know. When she get through, I ain't coming back. So the Lord revealed something. He must have revealed that too. Because she pulled out the anointed oil, and she poured a lot. And when she got through, she like, bam, 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 bam. All I could do was stretch my arms out. And saints, The Lord punished me right there.
Yeah.
Right there at the altar. It was fire up under my feet. I mean, it was a feeling that I've never felt in my life.
Yeah.
But as I just kept screaming, yes, Lord! Yes, Lord! As I continued to do that, the enemy tried to choke me off. So Lady West, Pastor Kim's mom, she don't never call the devil devil. She say him or he or whatever. So she came from her seat and she came up over to the altar with and joined Lady Nobles and the prayer warriors. And Lady West, she said, get your hands off of her. But I was gasping for air. You know, I couldn't talk or breathe, and I couldn't continue to say, yes, Lord. So after they, finished praying and touching me or whatever, I finally breathed. But I had been up there so long, it was like the Lord just spoke. He just punished and just whooped me, and just knowing that when he knew. But see, the enemy knew that after all what I went through that day, that I wasn't going to hesitate on going out on that mission. I mean, it scared me so bad or whatever, but you know what? It's what they say, obedience is better than sacrifice. Okay, so after the Sabbath was over, my best friend, St. Jadette, she's deceased now, but you all know her. I went to spend the night with her. She was living downtown. That clock, I woke up. The Lord woke me up. It said 4:44 a.m. Right now today, when I see 4:44, whether it's daytime or night, it reminds me. And the Lord said, get up and go do what I told you.
Yeah. Wow.
I ain't never got out of bed that quick in my life. I got up, I took a shower, I got ready to go. St. Jadette was still asleep. And as I was leaving out the door, she woke up. She's like, where you going? I said, girl, I'm going to, I said, you see what happened? I'm going to do what the Lord told me. So I'm driving down the street and I said, Lord, there's so many in my family. Some are in Arkansas, some in Oregon. You know, how am I going to get to all of them? Not knowing that the Lord's work wasn't, easy. It's hard.
Amen.
The Lord's work is hard.
Yes.
So as I'm driving, I said, Lord, I'm willing to do your will. I said, but I need help. How do I get them together? The Lord put a thought in my mind about a family reunion. Did it go off? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh. The family reunion. Now, this is 2007, after the 7 years had went by. So I had wrote up some scriptures. Some of them I was able to go to their house, like my sisters and my daughter, and the only thing that I asked them, I said, now look, y'all know my past. I said, but the Lord commanded me to do this. Yeah. I'm not thinking that I'm better than you or you. I said, but God wants to know what has he done to you for you not to come to church, for you to forget about the Sabbath, for you to forget about his feast days. What has he done to you? Yeah. He ain't did nothing to me. I said, well, he wants you to come to church. He wants you to come to church. Yes. I mean, then at the family reunion, it was about 180. Those came from Oregon, came from Arkansas. I mean, the Lord made my job easy. He made it a little bit easier for me. So I talked to them, and I handed them out copies of scriptures. And right before the family reunion ended, they said, "Oh, Cousin Shirley, this is a good way to end a reunion." I said, "Boy, if they only knew why I was doing it." I said it wasn't, to do it, on my own or whatever, but I was doing what God said do. Yeah. But they thought it was just giving them something spiritual at the end of it. But I was doing what I was doing and being obedient, and I thank God for that, because the Lord gave me victory over that. Yeah. Because I was the type, very inferior, always thinking about what somebody think about me. Instead of seeing how God sees me. Yeah. But now I'm not afraid anymore. I just thank God for the joy that he's given me through that. I'm not afraid to speak up for the Lord. I got a neighbor. She's always bothered me in a negative way. I could be sitting at the table reading my Bible, and she'll knock on the door because I open the door. She only does it when I open the door to let fresh air in. And Miss Shirley. I said, I'm reading my Bible right now. Well, is it anywhere in the Bible where it says you can't get up and come see about your neighbor? I said, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. So I'll get up and I'm like, you know what? I'm busy right now, and I'll close the door. So I was telling one of the other neighbors, They said, how you know you just didn't lose a soul? I said, you know what? I don't think God put nobody in my way like that, especially when I'm reading my Bible and they're coming cursing me and doing that. No, that's not about saving no soul. But you know what? I still speak to her because she's an alcoholic, and I try to be nice, to the neighbors and everything. To be that laborer, to be that workman that Christ has called me to be. Because I get a good feeling, but I give God all the glory. Because you have to spread that word. Some people don't even know. You have to mention, because, and we got a lot of homeless people out there. I remember one year the Lord blessed me so plenteous for Thanksgiving. And I had so much, so I went outside and I bought some takeout containers, the white containers. And I saw a gentleman digging in the trash can across the street from me. So I walked over to him and I said, did you go to the church where they have the free Thanksgiving meals? He said, no. I said, would you like a meal? He said, yes. I said, okay, well, stand right there. So I went in my house, got the plastic utilities and whatever. I couldn't even get to him close enough, and he grabbed it, and he said, thank you. Do you know I walked away with tears in my eyes? But I thank God. And then I came out and I got some more plates, and then more plates. And my neighbor's like, Miss Shirley, why do you keep coming outside with all them plates? I said, I'm feeding the homeless. But that was just a good feeling, and I just thank God for the heart that he's given me, for the heart to want to talk to people about him and tell them about my goodness, about his goodness. I'm getting ready to close, Kylie. Oh, my neighbor, when she's the same one I was telling you about coming to my door. Just about every new neighbor that moves into our complex is 20 apartments. So she's kind of nosy, very nosy. So she saw me, she's always seeing me talk to the neighbors, the new ones that move in. If you need help, know where food bank is, and I give tips on where a lot of stuff is. I said, my name is Shirley, you can come knock on number 7, and I'll tell you where everything is. I've been out here, almost 20 years. So they're like, okay. So she run up behind me, and she said, Miss Shirley, how come you always talking about God to people? And I looked at her, I said, I can't believe you asked me that. So I immediately told her, I said, because he's been good to me.
Yeah.
Right. I said, God has been so good to me. And you just have to think about it. When you look back over your life and everything, I don't care about my life in the past or whatever. I used to let that hold me down to where I thought I was less than anybody, inferior than anybody. I thought the church was so perfect, when y'all dress up in your white and everything. And I as I got older, whatever, I said, no, ain't nobody perfect. So why am I, beating up on myself and this and that, whatever, out there, whatever. Saints, I was out there homeless for 5 years. But you know what? The Lord took care of me. And it's like I talk to the young people, the young women with kids and stuff around my apartments. Because they come and they vent and they cry when they're being mistreated, or they having these babies and whatever. So I let them in and I talk to them, I feed them and everything. And they thank me for it, but I thank God for it. And I tell them about the Lord. And I let them know where the Lord has brought me from. And it's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling. Because I used to hold all that stuff inside of me and I would cry about it and just let it just crumble me inside, But I thank God for just releasing me with that. I thank God for that. And I don't have to worry about going back out there in the world. But you know what? The world ain't going to tell me anyway. I don't want to go back out there. I don't want to go, not the way things are now. Because before I left LA, it was really bad already. Not talking about the city, but, I was telling Pastor Kim, I said, when Bishop was alive, he would always tell me, you need to come up out that desert. He knew why I left LA. I was at death's door so many times, when I was homeless. And the authorities of the town, they told me, ma'am, you need to leave. They said, because your life is in danger, So I'm like, I got to go because I was fearing that I was going to die. But the Lord, he kept me. But when I moved to the desert, it's just that the strength, it was like, hey, when Moses got kicked out of Egypt and he wandered in the wilderness, or the children of Israel, I gained strength from it. And I told Pastor Kim, I said, during harvest, I said, well, since I'm considered a senior citizen, I'm going to go this week or as long as I'm out here. And I'm going to look for low income dating. So if anybody got any, it's time to come home.
Oh, it's time. It's time. He's a Lord. Hallelujah. He has a work for you to do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know, when I left, told me, when I got home, I was sad. But when I came back today, I said, my heart is in L.A. I said, Lord, I don't want to just be a laborer or a laborer. I want to come back to church. I want to be on the auxiliary team. I want to work with the church. This is my family. It ain't no greater love than what y'all show me here. And I just love it. I'm not sad, y'all. I'm joyful today. I just thank God. I thank God. Because I don't have to fear what's going on or the reason why I left or whatever. God has let me know that He will give me the strength and the power to stand up again. And no weapon formed against me is going to prosper. I don't believe that anymore. And I'm not afraid. I'm just asking the saints to pray for me. Because God said, greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. You know, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
God knows how to do things. God knows how to put things together. Thank you, Lord. Eyes haven't seen. Ears haven't heard. What God's going to do for His people. See, God puts things together again. Hallelujah. I praise God for that message coming from Sister Shirley today. To let us know it's a joyful time.
Yes, it is.
Hallelujah. God is moving by His Holy Spirit.
Amen.
And all we can do is just magnify Him. Thank you, Lord. At this time, we're going to call on the MC today.
Amen.
Our Minister Chris Coleman. Can we receive us? Say amen? Amen. Amen.
Praise the Lord, saints. Praise the Lord, saints. And David said, I will bless the Lord at all times, and His praise shall continually be in my mouth. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Hallelujah, and exalt His name. Hallelujah. I thank God for being here at another Feast of the Gathering Harvest. To some it may be the Feast of Booths. To some it may be the Feast of Tabernacles. But it's a great feast. Hallelujah. I thank God for life, health, and strength throughout the year to come again to see this feast. Because millions didn't make it. But I'm one of the ones who did. Hallelujah. I thank God today. Hallelujah. 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 We want to usher in the Spirit into this realm right now. Hallelujah. So get on your feet. Stomp your feet, clap your hands, get in a rejoicing spirit. Because we're going to welcome in the Holy Spirit in this place. Hallelujah. Oh, Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come on in, take a seat, and have it place out of Zion. To the fire, we now your presence, oh Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come on in, take a seat, and have it place out of Zion. To the fire, we now your presence, oh Lord. God mercy, show your glory, and we lift up this faith. Oh, the God of me, give us peace. Have your praise, mercy, show His glory as we enter this place. Show us the grace God King, give us peace. Now in the next soul, everybody say, oh, 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 one more time, say, Hallelujah, the Bible says that the weak said that I am strong. Hallelujah, that the strong are to bear the infirmities of the weak. Hallelujah, I thank God for the Holy Ghost that abides in my soul. Hallelujah, in this place, in this feast, hallelujah, I rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice. Hallelujah. We're going to open up the floor for testimony service. Each and every person, each and every household, each and every family member who would like to give a testimony of the goodness of God, because He is ever merciful, He is ever good, He is everlasting to everlasting. Hallelujah. Give thanks today for the goodness of the Lord. Hallelujah. Who will be number one?
bring us to his feast. This is a feast of everlasting life. The keeping of the commandment leads to eternal life. And we praise God. I bless his name for our pastor, our first lady, entire ministerial staff, and all of the saints. Oh, God. I was sitting here thinking, Lord, I'm blessed that you kept me. You promised us 70, but you blessed me to be here 78 years. And I'm 79. And I'm expecting 80 and more. God keeps everybody here for a purpose. For a purpose. Everybody's days are numbered. But it's for a purpose. But it's for righteousness. Now, some people live a long time and they're tripping. I'm not talking about the saints. George Boyce, they're tripping at the same thing. It's not good whiskey. No, it's not women or men. It's the mercy. And I'm just grateful to God for the mercy. I feel honored that he's blessed me.
Yes.
My oldest son is now 60 years old. God is a merciful God. And I'm grateful. And I don't take it for granted. I'm just happy to be here. To be in the commandment. It's a joy to me. And it's a joy to me to see the saints. Just to sit and look at the joy of the saints. And always remember, saints, there's a purpose for everybody. Even a smile can be a delight to somebody. You never know. Just a nod. But the purpose of life is love.
Yes.
Because our Father is love.
Yes.
And that's something everybody needs. Love. Everybody in their right mind has to acknowledge that we need love.
Yes.
That's the basis of life. Just like breath is. And I'm grateful to God for his love.
Yes.
You know, our Father is love. And I'm just saying to God, be the Lord. Can I just say? And now I know what I
Come on.
I feel good, good. I feel good, good, good.
The shooting in Vegas and all, how close it is to you, you know, and different things, any time, you know. And my job is there's nothing going down, like 6 of us in the kitchen, 5 or 6 of us in the kitchen, and I have one worker who was so distraught that every day she come in the door is an attitude, is a problem. And I'm just praying, Lord, please, this. I don't want her to go on no rampage. I don't know. You know, I'm talking to her and saying, calm down, calm down. But she's allowing everybody to get in her head and she, saying, oh, I didn't take my medicine, or I take a little piece of it. I'm taking the whole thing. And I'm just like, you better take the whole thing. I'm trying to keep her attitude of, stop letting everybody get to you. But before the manager left, It was, she was upset with her. And, you know, she was black. Now this manager took over because I was given the opportunity. I didn't want it. And so this manager took over and she's Hispanic. And now she's trying to make it seem like it's a black thing, Mexicans against the blacks. You know, this lady's here every day like we are. We all working. We come in the morning. I'm in the work at 6:30 in the morning. We in at 6. We all laughing and talking. She comes in at 9:30. It's a whole nother atmosphere. And it's just like she started. And she hearing stuff and this going on. So the bunch was like, I'm gonna call the police. And I said, do what you got to do. I don't, you know, because before I was trying to talk to her and calm her down, then she like, okay, today is just, she was like, I'm leaving. I'm going home. I'm like, that's probably what the best thing is. Go home. If you know, so I was like, God, let's pray one. Because, you know, when you go into a job, you go anywhere, you go back home. You know, you on your job, you know, just say, you know, hey, right there, you want to go home. And I don't want to be no lockdown, because them hours are lockdown, but, you know, just pray for her. You know, pray for my co-workers, pray for, you know, the safety of us, that, you know, because, you know, that man probably was talking yesterday to somebody that day, and then the next day, so this is what his intention was. So, you know, I just ask you all to continue to pray for the safety of even children, because this is a school. Pray for the safety of the children too.
Praise the Lord, saints. Praise the Lord, saints. Happy feast. Happy feast. I thank God for the feast. I give honor to God, my pastor, to the first lady, to the assistant pastor, to all those that honors due. I thank the Lord for His grace and His mercy. Because it set my mind as far as where my oldest son had moved to. I forgot he lived in Vegas. But I texted him. And he told me he was all right. And then he told me, Pop, every now and then, I'll keep in touch with you, let you know, and I'm all right. I said, thank you. But I was praying. But on Friday, now, the chase, I didn't know nothing about the chase. I seen all the helicopters. I'm just doing me on my way to the bus to get to church. I was on this bus, and I was driving, and I heard a loud screeching sound. There was an accident. I don't know how many cars in front, but I felt the bus move this way. That man was driving that bus. The bus is like, you know how long the bus is. He did like that, and we like this. Then nobody fall, but he came right back over. And we all like looking in the window. I'm like, what was that? I didn't see nothing. I just said, thank you, Lord. But God, He takes care of us. He protects us. Like the pastor said, from that scene and unseen, that was it. But God is just good. Amen. He allows us to go to and fro, you know, as long as we stand in what He wants us to do. When you start doing what you want to do, you better check. Because we're not here to do what we want to do. We're here to do what God said to do. And Sister Shirley said something that God put on my heart this morning, and it was to release. Because there's been some things that I've been doing like this too, and them things been bothering me. But God told me this morning to release. I don't need it. It's not doing anything for me. You know, so I have to release this in order to continue to go forward. Because if not, hey God, you can't release that. I can't do this with you. See, He wants to do this with me, you know, but I'm releasing. And when I heard it, brought tears to my eyes. And like always, whenever God says something to me, I write it down. And that's what I did. But I said, oh, all right, Lord. You know what's best for me. So I have to release. It can take the rest of this week, next week, but I have to start releasing. Because if I don't release, I'm going to continue to stay bottled up. And I don't need to stay bottled up because God's not going to use me if I'm bottled up. But I thank you for saying release to me. And I mean, I just truly thank God for allowing me to be in the feast again, you know. And I'm really thanking for all those that came down here and done this. Because when I came in, I man said, anything else you need to do? You know, I'm excited. We got a booth. And this is a nice looking booth. You know? I'm like, what?
Amen.
That's a nice looking booth. I'm serious. I had my own home. I put a booth on the side. You know, that looks good. But I thank God because He blesses all of us to do different things. Like y'all pray for us, I pray for each and every one of you.
I just want everyone to stand up right now. Lift your hands and thank God for life and that more abundantly. If we never give another testimony, we can thank Him for life. Many people got caught up in shootings and massacres and earthquakes and hurricanes in this past year. But God saw fit for us to be here for such a time as this. Just give Him praise. 30 seconds, just give God the praise. Don't look at me, don't look at the person sitting next to you and standing next to you. Just give God praise. Reflect on the year. Reflect on your life, where He brought you from. Go to that place where you thought you were in dangerous territory, in the devil's territory. You didn't think there was going to be any recovery from it. When you think on those things, about where He truly brought you from, it becomes so much easier to give Him thanks and rejoice in Him. I think back on my life personally, when the Lord brought me from the south side of Chicago, and I grew up around, quote unquote, what was called the hood. And I did not ever pick up a cigarette. I did not ever pick up a blunt. I didn't know what shooting up was. I thought it was just guns they were talking about. I didn't know what heroin or crack cocaine was. I grew up around those things though. Never picked it up. Never picked up the habit. Never picked up the addiction. I learned from my father's story. And God kept me for such a time as this. To let the young people know you don't have to pick up the drugs. You don't have to pick up the alcohol. You don't have to pick up the substances and abuse them, abuse your body, because these bodies are supposed to be a living sacrifice to the Lord. I just thank God for that alone. So many people I see go through the penitentiary and the institution for having just an ounce of weed or a half ounce of cocaine. And I think about all the children I went to school with in grammar school and high school and college. Some of them are still in jail today. So when I say millions didn't make it, but I am one of the ones who did, when I look back over my life and I think things all over, I can truly say that He has kept me all the way. I have a testimony. I thank Him today, saints. I thank Him for His goodness. I thank Him for His grace. I thank Him for His mercy. I thank Him for His sovereignty, because He's a sovereign God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Will there be any more testimonies?
He's doing 115 years when I got home from Atonement, my sister, my older sister, St. Dorothy Grant, the one with the nails, she called me Sunday. And I had been wanting to know where he was placed because the Lord put it on my heart to go see him. And he's been asking for prayer. I told him, I said, he don't even know. We already prayed for him. But my nephew, down through the years, always said that I made him feel good because when he does wrong or whatever, he always called on Auntie Cheryl. Auntie Cheryl, you make me feel good. I'm like, boy, you know better. So you was raised in church, so you know, come on, get it together, whatever. But I talked about, you know, what the Lord don't like and this, whatever. And sometimes he'll do a little better or whatever. But this time, I know that the Lord can work miracles. Yes. But if the Lord don't bring him out, he's going to stay in there. Yes. He may die in there. Because he's looking at 150 years, he'll be 157 years old if he gets out. So I don't know if people still live that long, whatever, but I just asking the saints to pray for him. And he's in Delano at Kern. I have no idea where that is. I got an idea where Delano is, but I just want to find out, and I'm waiting to write him. She gave me the address and everything, you know, and I love writing. I'll write an 8, 9, 10-page letter. But my nephew is really strongly on my mind, and he's asking for prayer, and I just hope that he's not, you know, suicidal or, you know, just want to give up or thinking that nobody don't love him or anything. So I'm asking the saints to continue to pray for him and pray that I'll be able to go and, you know, and visit him.
Tragedies are commonplace, all kinds of diseases, people are slipping away, the economy's down, the people can't get enough pay, but as for me, all I can say is thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. 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 I thank you, towards Jesus. Hallelujah, he's been so good to us. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I see the people out on the streets and the lines, hallelujah, for public aid assistance. And I see the unemployment lines growing. Hallelujah. But I thank God, hallelujah, for a job. Hallelujah. I thank God for multiple streams of income. Hallelujah. I thank Him for my home. Hallelujah. Sister Shirley, hallelujah. I was going to tell you, hallelujah, when you said that testimony about being homeless for 5 years, hallelujah, I was homeless for a year. Hallelujah. But I thank God that He brought me through that experience because it made me appreciate all of His wonderful blessings. Because not every setback, hallelujah, keeps your back. Sometimes God sets you back to set you up for greater. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's what He told me in the nights when I cried myself to sleep. And I fell asleep on the Chicago red line to yellow lines. Hallelujah. See, folks don't know about that. People see the outer appearance. Hallelujah. But they don't know what you've been through. Thank God we don't look like what we've been through. Hallelujah. God is a renewer. He's a restorator. Hallelujah. He's a miracle worker. He's a healer. Hallelujah. He's a deliverer. Hallelujah. He's a friend to the friendless. He's a mother to the motherless. He's a father to the fatherless. Hallelujah. I thank Him for who He is. Hallelujah. He can be everything you need and more. And I thank Him for who He is in my life. I can speak for you and I cannot speak for you. But I can speak to the testament of His life through my life. Hallelujah. I just thank God for who He is and what He is. Hallelujah. Just that alone, I have to say thank Him. I don't have to think about one thing He's done for me. Because if the Lord never does anything else for me, He's already done enough. I thank Him for Mother. I thank Him so much. Hallelujah. If there be any more testimonies, no further ado. Hallelujah. I'm going to give the hands of the service back into the hands of our pulpit.
I have a request. The lady Anika saying you could maybe.
Oh, yes. Yes.
All right now.
Bless her as she comes.
Hey, First Lady.
Yeah, amen.
Come on, Miss Stacy. You can make it. You can make it. These trials you're going through, God's gonna show you what to do. You can make it. Yes, sir. You can make it. I don't care what's going wrong. God's not gonna let it run for long. You're not in it. You're not in it. You're not in it. You're gonna make it. You can make it. God told me to tell you, you can make it. All the strife that you're going through, God will show you what to do. Oh, you can make it. You can make it. to tell you that Cornerstone is in for you. You're not in it all alone. You're not in it all alone. You're not in it all alone. You're gonna make it. Yes, you will. You can make it. Ooh, you can make it.
Amen.